Powerful queen, beautiful thing, follow your dreams, yeah. It's not what they say, but what they need, follow your dreams, yeah. Anything you put your mind to, if you believe, gotta believe. Anything you put your mind to, gotta believe, yeah. If you believe, yeah. Gotta believe, yeah.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to come to you today and give you a quick kind of recap or review on my first year of dental school and tell you what I thought. What's up? What's the problem? Mommy's shooting a video. So anyway, I have written down some notes of just different things to talk about, so don't mind me if I'm looking down. I just don't want to forget anything. So I'll start with the classes that we took. So first semester we took dental anatomy, craniofacial function, operative, intro to dental patient 1, clinical anatomy with a cadaver lab, biochemistry, nutrition, ethics, professionalism, and law and dentistry, oral health promotions, and intro to research. And then our second semester we took we did an integrated curriculum, so it was several classes kind of combined into one, or several subjects combined into different classes. So for example, we had tissue bio, tissue injury and host defense, neuroscience, cardiovascular, and gastrointestinal, and we also had operative on top of that because it's a full year long. And within each of those classes, it was broken down into subsets of like different categories and subjects. So we were taking histo, phys, medicine, pharm. We'd have all those lectures and then like a test for all of that combined in that like specific organ system type of category or whatever. So that's what we were doing with that, and that was interesting in itself. It took a lot of getting used to because I'm so used to like one class being about one thing, or you take a test and it's about, you know, whatever that subject is on, but it kind of helps you prepare for the boards because the boards are kind of intertwined in just dentistry and medicine in general. And what a lot of people don't realize is dentists are doctors too. So yes, we did have to have a cadaver, and yes, we did do anatomy, and eventually we'll have hospital rotations, and we learn all of the same stuff our first and second years. So it's not until third and fourth year that we like branch out and go to the clinics and, you know, start working on our patients. And I think that's when med school and dental school really differentiate from each other. Another hard thing that I would say about, I guess, just dental school is the fact that because we are taking those same classes as med students, sometimes it gets a little difficult because we're in class from 9 to 4, or we have, you know, our different lectures from 9 to 4, but it like doesn't stop there. We also have to go to operative and do things like that, versus in med school how they usually get to go study after lecture. We don't always get that because we have so many projects and we have so many things, because we're also working on our hand skills since we get patients third and fourth year. So that's one of those kind of difficult things to balance. Study groups are always encouraged, but with that being said, you have to know yourself. I'm one of those people, I know that I'm social. I know you get me talking about Beyonce and I'm on a tangent. So I don't function as well in study groups, or I don't know, I'll only get like this much out of them versus studying by myself. Like if I need you to explain a concept to me, that's great, I'll have your help with that. But as far as like a full-blown study group where we're asking each other questions, I don't need to do that. And a lot of times when I'm studying, I'll try to create my own questions and try to think of, how could one of the professors ask this on an exam? And that's kind of how I made it through, on top of these giant marker boards that I use that I have at home. So I do study at home majority of the time. Another thing I wanted to talk about is organizing and scheduling. Make sure that you take some time to really set out your calendar, because your classroom schedule could vary, and the different things that are coming at you constantly can vary. Like, your schedule is not going to be set every day, every week. It's not the same. So make sure that you organize your calendar and have all of those different things that you need to hit in that day, or different things. Like, make sure that you can see it on a regular and not just hop into some routine, because 9 times out of 10 it won't be that way, or at least it wasn't for us. And you also have to worry about the outside events that are happening. Like, if you have a networking event to go to, or if you have community service, which is required for certain classes, or if you kind of just want to do that on your own. There's so many outside things outside of like classroom and clinical things or preclinical things that you have to worry about. So just make sure that you can get all of that down, get everything organized, and it'll keep you kind of on top of things. Make sure that you network, and if you can, I know for my school we have mentor groups, but even if your school doesn't do it, make sure that you find somebody that's a part of your faculty and staff, or just local dental offices, or both. Like, find mentors. Make sure that you're being mentored. And also, I always recommend gaining a mentee. Like, reach back and help somebody else. You've made it this far. You may not think that it's far, but you were in a different position, and now that you're in, or you're on your way up, like, make sure that you're always reaching back, because that'll kind of remind you of the different things, and it'll also kind of remind you of all the hard work you put in to get to where you are. And it's motivational for me, so I'm guessing it may be motivational for others. Once again, stay on top of your stuff. Like, it's so easy to get behind, and one of the biggest things that I've realized is that life around you does not stop. And I can't say this enough to people. Life around you does not stop. People don't stop dying. Family doesn't stop getting sick. Struggles don't stop happening. Friendships don't just stop. Relationships don't just like life around you is truly happening. People catch the flu. And staying on top of your stuff will just really give you an advantage to where you don't fall apart. If you're waiting last minute for things, how many times have you guys waited last minute to turn a paper in or to turn something in? Monday through Thursday, everything was fine. You wait till Friday, and Friday all hell breaks loose. Don't do that. You don't have time for it. Like, stay on top of it. And a lot of it can seem overwhelming at times, because I was overwhelmed when you're thinking about things in a bulk. But make sure that you just focus. Like, you can only do one thing at a time. You're one person. But keep going, and knowing what's more important. Make sure that you're prioritizing things. My boyfriend told me something during the semester that completely changed my perspective, because I would freak out. I'm like, I have 10 lectures to study that we just did in 2 days, like, just kind of freaking out. And he'd be like, well, you gotta remember, focus on those things. Like, some things are on fire and some things are just smoking. Take care of the things that are on fire first. And that's like the best piece of advice I think I've gotten. I would like to separate things into assets and liabilities when it comes to knowing what things to get rid of in your life, or what things that you can maintain. Some people and some activities are assets, and others are liabilities. Don't feel like you have to get to the bar every weekend, because there will be those students. Don't feel like you have to stay in a bad relationship if y'all are arguing all the time and you can't focus. All right, so excuse me guys, my camera died even though I checked it before I started recording the video. Now that I'm back to finish this video this evening, I believe we were talking about assets and liabilities, so I'll start there. I think that it's important to know, even though that's usually like a financial term, I think that it's important to know which things will be an asset to you in dental school, like which things will help you, which things will push you forward, which people will help you, which people will push you forward, and then which things will be a liability. if you're in a relationship already and that relationship is a little rocky, or they like to argue on test day or when things will be important to you, then it's not so much an asset, it's more of a liability if it'll take your focus away from dental school. So basically, if you have family issues, like all that stuff, as harsh as it sounds, sometimes you have to cut people out, sometimes you have to cut things out that won't get you to where you're trying to be, because you have to kind of have a bit of tunnel vision. So it's like, if you're not helping me, you're hurting me. And helping doesn't have to necessarily be just within school. Some people can help you just like with the relief of not talking about school, or just doing something else. Like sometimes you just need the relief of like other things, and those things I would consider an asset until you're doing too much of it. So, you know, you just have to be reasonable with things like that. Also kind of wanted to touch on like having a love life. I'll do a separate video, but I think that it is definitely doable. It's doable. Like, I'm in a relationship. I have plenty of friends in a relationship. Some are long distance, some are here, and I would like to eventually get like a little panel discussion together for you guys to kind of hear different points of views from married couples or couples with like entire families here. Just that kind of different perspective of what's going on. And then I also kind of wanted to touch on, I also have a dog who's here with me, who's acting a little nuts right now. I just kind of came back home not so long ago, but hi, Boo-Boo. Hi, Boo-Boo. He's right here with me. Say hi, Cosmo. Hi, baby. So I will also do like a separate video on like having a dog in dental school, and just kind of like what that looks like. You okay? Oh, he wants to play. He's grabbing his ball. All right, let's play fetch. They also need their separate attention too. So I will do a separate video on those things. But I think as long as you take care of yourself, remain mentally stable. Dental school, the way I see it, you are always on stress level 9 out of 10. Just because even if you don't know that you're stressed, or you feel like you're kind of just going through it, your body will recognize sometimes. Because that's with me, like I'm like, oh, I'm fine, I'm just handling whatever business I have to handle. I don't feel like I'm stressed, but my body will let me know that I'm stressed in several ways. So as long as you're taking care of mind, body, soul, if you need to work out, you need to do whatever you need to do, you need to take those breaks, go to the bar, go hang out. Don't hang out every weekend, but definitely take those breaks for yourself. Like you don't have to be at every event. You 100% don't. It's not necessary. Do I think that it's necessary to go at least to a few? Yes. How many times since you guys have been in school, you know that if you socialize with people and you create relationships with people, you realize that you get notes and you get connections and you get study groups and you get study guides, and you make those different connections like when you're just simply being social. So I definitely encourage those types of interactions. And other than that, the first year of dental school, the main thing I think that I have to say about it is that it's 100% doable. Well, it's drinking water out of a fire hydrant, definitely. So you are inputting a lot of information and you're trying to retain a lot and you're testing on a lot, but if I can do it, you can do it. I'll always encourage you guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, complaints, any extras that you want to add, if you are somebody in dental school that you feel like people should know, I think that's very important. But look out, I'll do a couple more videos on just different things. Like I said, relationships, and just also having a pet, because that's a different beast in itself. And yeah, if you're heading into your first year of dental school, good luck. If you are on your way there, good luck. Whatever you decide to do, just good luck with that. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.